Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another Live with Scratch magazine. You're on with Helena, and I'm very excited because this morning we're going to be chatting to one of my favourite people inside and outside of the industry. It's the fabulous Alex Fox, who is the Global Director of Nailympia Competitions. Now, a lot of you may not know that Scratch and Nailympia are actually sisters. So Alex is the co-founder of Scratch magazine. That was founded 21 years ago. And 20 years ago, she brought and helped develop Nailympia London. And it has since turned into an absolute powerhouse on the nail competition scene with locations all over the world for which people can enjoy and compete, win medals and ultimately learn and progress their skills. So she'll be joining us very shortly to talk about some of those locations. And bear with me. She will be talking about some of those locations, also why it's important to get involved and what it can bring to your career, and also just to go through any questions that you might have. So while we're waiting for her to join, if you have any questions, please do pop them in the comments box below, and I will ask them to her throughout the live as and when. If you do need to go at any point, this will be saved to our Instagram and also available on our website and the Nailympia website shortly after. So I can see she's popped up now. So here we go. All the suspense. She's on her way, I promise. It's good to catch her because she's travelling all over the world for these competitions. Alex, there you are. Hello.
Hi, good morning, Helena. Good morning. Can you see me and can you hear me?
Both tick. So fabulous to have you with us today. And I was just explaining the synergy between Scratch and Nailympia and how you have just massively grown and developed this amazing competition animal into an absolute powerhouse. It's a beast now, and it keeps you very busy, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It's extremely busy, and even now, just now, I have this fantastic way of communicating, for example, with the team in China, and just now I'm talking to them and I had to stop and say, no, I've got to run on the live and tell people all the things we're talking about the great competition we're running in China soon. So there's lots for you and me to talk about today, Helena.
So much, and we can talk, but why don't we just reflect back on Nailympia so far this year, because you've two locations. There've already been competitions in Germany, and then for the first time ever you flew to Vietnam and helped host a competition there. How did they both go?
Okay, so Germany was the first at the end of March, and we're very lucky because we get that hosted inside the Beauty Düsseldorf massive trade expo that's held every year. And the actual host of that event is Stephanie Loret, who I just want to give her a shout out, because I think a lot of the time people don't understand other people's journeys and history. And Stephanie Loret is a champion nail tech herself who used to compete in Nailympia many moons ago. So I've known her from the competition arena in London. Moving through, she then became a champion herself, an international educator, and then she was running the World Nail Championships in Düsseldorf previously to then moving to work with me on Nailympia. So that was our third edition in Germany. It was absolutely super. Germany is a really, I mean, the one thing about Nailympia is what's lovely about them is they all have their own flavor. So I don't have, I mean, for example, I don't have a favorite, but I look forward to each and every one of them, because in Germany, it's run a certain way. And then in Vietnam, it was a completely different experience. But sorry, I'm going off the.
But it's also nice that you have lots of different judges in each location as well, because you and the organizer of or the host, sorry, you are the organizer, but the host of each location, you cherry pick your judges based on their amazing experience, their breadth of skill, and you mix it up annually and at each location, don't you?
Yeah, so basically over the years, because having been in the industry now just over 25 years, I've been talking to nail artists for a very, very long time. And in that time have accrued a lovely bank of experts all over the world. And with Nailympia traveling, like, I mean, I don't know if people know that between 2014 and 2018, it was run in Australia. And so in that time, I got to meet an awful lot of Australian nail experts. So what we have is this bank of experts all over the world that I've met and worked with over the years. Some of them travel to more than one location, so it's an overlapping kind of thing, because it overlaps so that we can have, for example, if you take Eve Tran, she's done Germany, Vietnam, she'll be in China, and she's coming to London. So you have, that's just one example. Annika, who's been working with me since the very beginning, is doing Vietnam, China, London, and Germany. So you had this lovely weaving and overlap. So there's never a Nailympia that would have a panel of judges that have never judged a Nailympia before. It's beautifully weaved. So over in when you look at the Americas, you've got Alicia Ramondo. Now she's done Germany, Vietnam, many Londons, all the Orlandos. She's done San Antonio, Columbus, Anaheim, Mexico. So you've got this wonderful weaving, so that the new judges that come in, the new experts that come in to judge, have got a platform to be guided.
Yeah.
And so it's turned into an enormous bank of fantastic judges that are all over the world. But that's how we do it. We weave it, and we have this policy where unless a judge is coming in having done judging, for example, from competitions that we recognise, like the Nailympian one, the Nail Pro, there are competitions out there that we respect because of the way they're set up and the way that they have projected themselves. If people come from those judging arenas, then they can come into the booth and start that way with Nailympia. But if it's a fresh new expert that's ready to move into the field, we start judges on the floor so that they can learn from that side, learn from that way, and learn from the amazing Jackie O'Sullivan. They were learning from Marion Newman, and of course Lisbeth van Langelang, who is just an exceptional floor judge. So between Jackie and Lisbeth, I have got two of the greatest floor judges imaginable to man, that beautifully can teach people the way to run the floor, and then people evolve from that into the booth.
Absolutely. And there's such exciting competitions to be a part of. I know that on the floor, it's run in such a meticulous way. And you've had obviously Germany and Vietnam so far. So if people are thinking of dipping their toe into the Nailympia waters, the next competition is Nailympia Orlando in just a couple of weeks' time. And it's open for registration still, isn't it, if you want to take part?
Yeah, so the cool thing about Orlando is, well, this is assuming you're cool with it, because Helena may be the managing editor and partnerships director of Scratch Magazine. She's also the scoring manager for Nailympia, because Helena has so many skills to her belt. One of them is that she's an Excel mathematical queen. Who even knew you could be an editor and a mathematical queen? So as long as Helena doesn't mind, we will be able to take last minute people on the floor in Orlando, because Orlando does tend to have people show up and say, oh, do you know what, can I jump on the floor and compete? Now, if Helena and I are both together, then that is possible, because we do have time to add you to the sheet. But ideally, we would like everybody to be signed up by the 31st of May at the latest. Because we're hosting it on the 2nd and 3rd of June. Now, I've got a little bit of a thing to say about this, actually, if it's okay with you, Helena, because I wanted to highlight that Orlando has 6 live competitions, and then it has 4 that are turn-ins. They call them turn-ins, they're hand-ins, they're postal, whatever you'd like to call them. Well, 3 of those are postal. 1 actually is a JPEG that you can send in the email. So if you want to come onto the floor in Orlando, you can do acrylic sculpture, acrylic tip overlay, Joy of Nails, Reality Nails, Stiletto Nails, and Salon Nails. There are staples. And then we've got Poster Extreme with an open theme, which can be emailed. And we want that emailed by the 24th of May because we're going to print it out. Then we've got Flat Art, which has a theme of vacation time. We've got Runway, which is to celebrate the life and times of the beautiful Bob Marley. So that's 3 nails, but celebrating Bob Marley's life. And then Stiletto and Beyond, which is the new name for Invent a Nail Shape, has got the fantastic theme of Candy Store. Now, the reason I just wanted to highlight that is that not many people know this, but we're doing a second Nailympia in the USA this year, which will be at the Premier San Antonio show on the 15th and 16th of September. And so the reason for highlighting this is those exact same competitions are going to be run again, except the only thing that will be different is we'll change the themes for the turn-ins. They will be changed and they're going to be published next week. They should be published very soon, but basically you're still looking at acrylic sculpt, acrylic tip overlay, Joy of Nails, Reality, Stiletto, Salon, all being held at the Premier San Antonio show, 15th, 16th of September, which means, which is exciting, which means we're bringing back the second Premier Cup. So if you compete in Orlando and you compete in San Antonio, you have a chance of going for the second Premier, Nailympia Premier Cup. That was that thing. And then I wanted to also highlight that we're going to be in Mexico on the 6th and 7th of July, which means you can do one American, if you do one American Nailympia and you do Mexico, you can be in the America's Cup. So just wanted to highlight that because not a lot of people know that, Helena.
No, and it's just such a wonderful initiative. I mean, great for clocking up some air miles as well, because and seeing if you can get those cups and those trophies and those medals. And I think what I love about Nailympia is that you have such a wide range of categories and it keeps things so interesting as well. So it fits so many different skill sets. And I think it just goes, I mean, if you're an acrylic buff, then you have categories that suit that. You've got potentially Invent a Nail Shape or to Stiletto and Beyond. You've got Stiletto Nails, but you've got L&P Sculpt, Tip and Overlay, and it's just, but then you've got the art categories as well. And for those that maybe can't make it to the shows, you also have a number of online categories across some of your Nailympias as well, which all detail, I mean, we're going to spend hours talking about it, but all details are on the nailympia.com website for the categories that are open at each Nailympia. And I mean, so you've got Germany, you've got Vietnam, next one is Orlando. It's still open for registration. Try and register in advance if you can. Then you've got Mexico, 6th and 7th of July, that's hosted by Daphne Fernandez.
Yes, so let's just stop on that one a moment before we fly past it, because so Daphne sold out within 3 days of opening registration for Nailympia Mexico. But the good news is it was so unexpected that she went and got a bigger floor. So as a response to, oh my hairy goodness, how have we ended up selling out in 3 days? She decided to find a solution. And she went and got a larger arena. Now, I don't know, I haven't had an update from Daphne on this, but I think places in her arena are limited. So if you want to fly to Mexico, please, please, please contact Daphne directly. If you're unsure of how to contact Daphne directly, then please contact me directly and I will put you straight in touch with her. But one thing that is a blessing is, of course, she does do mixed media, flat art, Stiletto and Beyond, poster and runway. She does those as hand-ins postals. So you can still, you know, fortunately, because we have these turn-in, hand-in events, categories, it makes that there's no limit on how many people enter those, but we have limits on our arena floor naturally. So I just wanted to highlight that there's definitely options to do the turn-ins for Mexico, but if you want to be in that arena, please contact me ASAP, like proper ASAP, because that one is on fire.
Amazing.
Can I take you back to Orlando for a moment,
Please do.
Helena? Yeah,
Please take me wherever you'd like me,
yeah.
Alex.
Well, I want to take you back there because you actually have some exciting news about Orlando and something that we're going to do. Yeah, can you tell us about the Scratch Social, please?
I can't see. This is what I love that Nailympia and Scratch are such sister brands, because we end up interviewing each other.
Oh, yeah.
So you put two heads on a live, and we just interview each other. But it means that we don't stop talking. So yes, for the very first time, Scratch is hosting a networking event for nail professionals that visit Premier Orlando, and we've called it the Scratch Social, and it's exactly that. So we all know what it's like when you go to a trade show, or if you're competing at the trade show as a competitor for Nailympia, you don't really get a chance to kind of talk to people in the industry. You're too busy, looking at new products, or you've got your head down competing. So we thought, you know what, after the first day of the show, the Sunday the 2nd, we have this beautiful big space in the lobby of the Orange County Convention Centre. So just as you walk out of Premier Orlando, you'll see a beautifully decorated Scratch Social, and it's just designed to just give you that opportunity to network. And it's $25 for a ticket, and we've got a DJ playing, we've got swag bags for the first 100 people that turn up, we've got canapes, and you also get a free drink. And if anyone isn't from the US and hasn't been yet, I mean, it's going to probably cost you about $25 just to get a drink anyway. So I think $25 for all of those opportunities. And we are also making a bit of an announcement at the Scratch Social for something that we're launching in America and across North America, which is going to be very exciting. So nail professionals, if you're going to Premier Orlando, firstly, make sure you've registered for your Premier Orlando ticket, because you can't get in the Scratch Social without it. And then go to our link in bio, and you'll see a link that says buy tickets for the Scratch Social. $25. We'll see you there. Alex and I will be there sharing that drink with you. Well, we won't share, but we'll toasting that drink with you, having some canapes, and having a bit of a sort of networking slash mini party before you go off into the night and enjoy the rest of your evening. But it's 6:30 p.m. till 9 p.m. Sunday the 2nd of June. So yeah, Scratch Social is coming up soon.
That's exciting. Super.
Very
I'm glad that
exciting.
we mentioned that.
Absolutely. And then so we've done Orlando, which is in a few weeks. Please register. Then we've got Mexico. Contact Daphne Fernandez. You'll find her on Instagram, or Alex if you contact Alex on Nailympia Competitions. I'm sure she will answer any questions you have, because Alex is amazing at that, and put you in touch with Daphne. Then we have, I almost feel like we should have a drum roll, but I haven't got that sophisticated and prepared when it comes to effects. But we have Nailympia London, which is the flagship. It's where everything started, and it's 20 this year. So Nailympia London is going to be very exciting. You may have noticed that Scratch magazine, this issue, every May, Scratch has its birthday. So Scratch has just turned 21, and we have a double cover to celebrate. And we've used the two beautiful Nailympia images as our double cover to celebrate Nailympia's 20th anniversary. So we'll all be there in London. Alex, tell us what people can expect from Nailympia London this year.
Okay, groovy. So we've got really what I wanted to do was get excited about. So first of all, we've opened up registration. It's open, and you can now enter into London, no problem. And I wanted to just really highlight because it's the art categories that get people that are sitting on the fence, because people that love Nailympia and people that compete in I know that those people are already considering whether or not they're coming to London or not. So I want to grab the people that sit on the fence, because there's so many opportunities and things to get you excited, and I do worry that there's people out there that are still afraid of Nailympia. There is no need to be afraid of Nailympia, because the beautiful thing is you can do Nailympia competing from your nail desk at home. So we have so many. Well, the lovely thing about London is we put together a lovely broad spectrum of the online categories. Now, when I say online, this means that With London specifically, we don't call them turn-ins anymore, and we're not turning them in anymore. We are asking you for photographs. So you will be taking it's very specific. If you look into when you sign up for this, it'll ask for a picture from the side view, left side, right side, underneath, above, and then you're actually submitting photos to us, a quick video and some text. Now we've got something called Art on Nails. This one's lovely for people that are getting really excited about creating long extreme nails. We want them to be more than 2 inches, 5 nails, 1 hand. And we're asking, because obviously we know the Olympics is happening and it's an exciting year, we've got international sporting events for you to put on those 5 nails. So that's one. Now, Stiletto and Beyond, which is the one nail which was Invent a Nail Shape, and we changed its name because it seemed that rather than inventing a brand new nail shape, we were getting a lot of stiletto nails with groovy art and mixed media on top. So we've changed it to Stiletto and Beyond because it's easier to judge. It's more correct to judge. Now, that one has got a theme of botanical garden. I mean, how exciting is botanical garden? You could do anything to do with plant life there, and butterflies and dragonflies and bees and all the things that make us smile on a nail. So for runway, and I thought this one, and I hope everybody gets this, because sometimes I do worry if my themes are a bit outlandish. But for runway, I've got three nails you need to do, and I used the theme Industrial Revolution because obviously that also encompasses steampunk, and I know there's loads of nail techs out there that absolutely love steampunk, right? So you've got that flat art. We want to see sacred symbols, and literally when you hear these themes, go out and interpret them as you feel. So sacred symbols, that could be the sign, for example, and you know, anything at all to do with things that are sacred to people, from temples to all sorts of things. Amazing. Reality, we've got 3 nails. You've got geometric chic, because loads of people love putting geometric shapes on nails. Gothic grandeur, because there's loads out there that love a bit of goth. And vintage vibes, because basically that's anything that's anything you fancy from 25 years ago and beyond. Album cover, so we do design nails for an album cover. That's 5 nails, and we're doing electro pop. So I was thinking Pet Shop Boys, but that's because I love them, you know. Anyway,
love that.
I mean, I wasn't. You don't have to do, but Pet Shop Boys. That's
imagine all the nails you get. But sometimes the interpretation is very interesting. So now we might get pictures of pet shops with boys on nails, because some of these things get interpreted very, very differently.
Right.
That's one point to note, actually, is if you if English isn't your first language, it's worth getting the rules and regulations translated by someone, just so that you're ultimately clear. And Alex is amazing at answering any questions that you may have. So if there's any clarification about any pointers with regard to the themes or what you should bring or what you should do, Alex is on email or contactable via Instagram to answer those questions. But yeah, I'd recommend, just in case of strange interpretations, it might be worth getting someone to translate the rules and regs and themes for you. So you set something off now, Alex, with Pet Shop Boys.
Catching that for me. Thanks for catching that for me. So I wanted to just end on the London with saying we've then got open themes. So we actually have brought back a poster that people were missing. So we've got pedicure poster has come back. We want to see some beautiful feet on a poster, manicure poster and extreme poster. So those 3 are all open themes. And then we've got mixed media, which is always an open theme, because we want people to just do whatever they feel when it comes to mixed media on a nail. But that means that London has got an absolute, a vast array of amazing categories there that can be done at home. And you know, if you've never competed before, or you've never competed in a competition that we recognise, and we mean at international level, then you get to come in at Division 1. And I will clarify that we don't recognise national competitions, and we don't recognise home brand competitions. And when I say don't recognize, that's not me being rude. That's me saying that if you were in a competition the other day where you were competing against people in your brand, and so there were 10 of you and you were using the same brand, and it was the team of educators that was scoring you, that's a stomping ground for teaching you how to get into the competition vibe. But it doesn't mean that you then have to jump into a higher division in Nailympia. It means you're still Division 1 because you've been practicing. You come in at Division 1 because we're an international competition with very with strict guidelines and a certain way of being judged. So you come in at Division 1, unless you're an educator, and then educators must come in. Your entry level is Division 2. So that, I think, covers that. But we don't be afraid of Nailympia. Give it a shout, because it has had such a dynamic and powerful effect on so many people's careers. I can't even tell you the power of Nailympia and of competing in any environment. I mean, obviously I'm going to sing the Nailympia song, but I believe in competition full stop, especially for an industry where, can I just say something, Helena? I'm still getting really cross and really fed up with the way the nail industry is being treated out there in the wider world. It's simply not okay that our nail technicians and professionals are coming across just being treated appallingly. We are an industry to be celebrated. We need to stand up, sing loud, sing proud, and Nailympia is one way that I specifically celebrate nail professionals, as you do through Scratch. That's what these vehicles are for, that we're here to celebrate, elevate, and really help you on your journey.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
And I think one of the key words there was to elevate. And I mean, between you and I, we've done many sort of podcasts and interviews about competitions. Obviously, you spearheading Nailympia, and myself on the sort of national level for the Scratch Stars Awards. And I think it's so important to remember that it's not all about the winning or taking home medals or trophies or titles. Yes, that's the cherry on top of the cake. That's wonderful, but it's your professional development and it's your personal development as well. And that's the benefit of these competitions. Like, go in with an open mind. Don't expect on your very first competition to go in and come out with a gold medal. Be wonderful if you did, but also it's all about the experience. And just by entering Nailympia, the preparation that's involved makes you think about how you're doing things, the techniques that you're using, refining your skills. Then you get to compete within a timed environment on the show floor amongst amazing people. You get to network. You get to meet so many people that you probably follow on Instagram and have done for many, many years, and you haven't known them from the top down. And the benefit of it is that you're being judged by, I mean, the judges that Alex mentioned earlier, some of the most prestigious, amazing nail professionals in the world that have competition backgrounds, that have such esteemed education backgrounds. And the value in getting your score sheets from those people, that's the benefit of these competitions. And anything else, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but is a bonus. So medals and trophies are wonderful, but go into it with an open mind and go with it as this is just like doing some training, but it's on a different kind of stage, I guess.
Definitely. I also, I just saw that the lovely Kirsty Meakin just joined us, and I want to say Kirsty Meakin is going to be in Orlando. Kirsty Meakin's, she's just done Vietnam, she's doing China and London. So Kirsty's another example of this weaving with the judges all around the world. I think also Kirsty is actually hosting education classes in Orlando. And she's going to be at the Scratch Social. And I know there's a lot of people out there that would quite like to meet a little bit of Kirsty Meakin. So
I mean, once you meet her, you never forget it. So Kirsty is absolutely fantastic and fabulous. And it's, I mean, it'd be wonderful to see her in Orlando. And yes, you're right. She is hosting a workshop at Premier Orlando, which you can book via the Premier Orlando website. And she will also be at the Scratch Social. She's got her tickets, so she'll be there with her canapes, a drink, and having a little dance to the DJ.
Do you know what? I can't believe I've only just remembered this. So cheeky and so naughty of me. But I've just remembered in Orlando, I'm going to go on a Q&A panel about competitions, excuse me, that's being hosted. So this is on the Education Day, which I believe is June the 1st. It's the setup day for me. On June the 1st, I'm going into Alicia Romando's class, which is going to be a Q&A panel talking about competing. So that's an hour at some point. I think it's like around 3 p.m. in Orlando. So if you're in Orlando, that's another one you can pop into and say hi to us and ask some questions. Now I'm sitting here and I'm very excited. I really want to talk about China. Can I talk about China now?
Before you do, I'm just going to do some shout outs. I want to give some love to the people that are watching all over the world. And Mama Does Nails, fangirling over Kirsty Meakin, so do I. The best moment of her life. Thank you for watching this live, and good to hear that you're interested in Nailympia. And also, Alberto joined at the beginning, and he said it's 3 a.m. in Mexico, but he stayed up to watch this live. So, full respect to you for that. I mean, this is the love for Nailympia. So I just wanted to give a couple of shout outs and hello to everybody that's joined and taken the time to learn more about Nailympia. And now we're going to learn all about the very first Nailympia China.
Okay, so I just wanted, I wanted to do a little shout out here because I'm in discussions with the guys in China daily, and I did actually just visit their offices to really fine tune this new event. And I just want to let people know how exciting it's going to be. Now, number one, I also want to give a shout out to Anna Lee. Anna Lee of the CND Academy. I see she's just popped on here. Well, without Anna Lee, I would be swimming around in the dark. Anna Lee, because Anna Lee's heritage is Hong Kong, China, but lives in London, and we've known each other for many years. Anna Lee is coming over. She's going to be judging the floor, but she's also a huge part of translating the rules into Chinese, fine-tuning everything. She's absolutely guiding me with how to host an event in a country that I know very little about. So I'm getting cultural guidance, I'm getting competition guidance, I'm just getting guidance on all levels. So I just want to say thank you, Anna Lee. Now, moving on to this. So there's a few things to tell you. Is this event is going to be held on the 15th, 16th and 17th of August in a city called Hangzhou, which is about 2.5 hours away from Shanghai, and it's possible to either go to Shanghai and you take that fast train to Hangzhou, or you fly directly into Hangzhou. You then we are going to be hosting it at the Sheraton Wetland Park Resort in Hangzhou, which has the most amazing hotel rooms for $150 a night. Oh my hairy Lord. It's absolutely stunning, this hotel, and it's completely affordable on a level that all I know is that Sheratons around the world are normally quite highly priced. This one is a different level and has an affordable price tag. So I just wanted people to know that ideally you would stay in the Sheraton and compete in the Sheraton, or you'd stay close by because it's a beautiful city. They chose Hangzhou because it's the city of beauty. And so because of that, let me just say that on the Joy of Nails, the landscape of Hangzhou is actually one of the themes. Now, the exciting thing, we will be opening registration for China next week, I hope, or the week after. It's very soon, it's imminent. And I'm just in discussions because it turns out the team there, Kimmy Chang, who is hosting this, is going to be doing prize money, and it's rather exceptional prize money. Now, I'm afraid to say what the prize money is in case it changes because we're in discussions.
It'll be a nice surprise.
But it's a few $1,000s is what we're looking at for the winner of Winners Division 1, winner of Winners Division 2, winner of Winners Division 3, and then for the individual top scorer. So China's gone down the road of wanting to bring in prize money, which is very appealing. I also want to say we are able to provide visa letters for anybody that needs to get a visa. We can do a visa letter which will help your visa journey. So please write to me if you need that. Now, I just want to say that we're going to go down the route of gel polish manicure, salon nails, gel tip overlay, acrylic sculpture, Joy of Nails, which will be held twice. One is going to be the
Oh,
and
you had balloons popping up when you did that, Alex. It was like a celebration.
oh, did I?
I think when
Oh,
you said twice, you had balloons. It didn't work when I did it, but
oh,
you had balloons. So it's everyone got excited for China. Balloons came up.
oh, that's really groovy. That's really groovy. Okay, so we're doing something a little different. Joy of Nails will be held twice, and that's so one of the Joy of Nails will be held at the same time as tip overlay and acrylic sculpture. So I think it will be more inclined that the Chinese competitors will go for that, which is the landscape of Hangzhou. The second Joy of Nails is going to be themed. Oh, have you just forgotten the theme, Alex? I think I might have just forgotten the theme. Um,
The suspense will be
oh,
wonderful. There
oh
we
no!
go.
I'm such a donkey. I'm such a donkey. It's the Chinese dragon because it's Year of the
You're
Dragon.
the dragon. Fantastic.
So Joy of Nails will suddenly not just be 3 structures with 3 different art, but now we want to see Chinese dragon on there. So that's
Lovely.
exciting.
But
But
isn't it also free for international nail technicians to
not
compete?
necessarily. And we've looked at that. We've looked at that, and now we're looking at that's the trouble. The trouble is, Helena, that was in an ideal
Hmm.
world. That was being discussed quite seriously in an ideal world. However, the cost of putting on an Nailympia
Yeah.
means that registration fees are essential. They're just going to be. We're in discussions about keeping them as low as possible, and that's the discussions right now about that. Now there is something we did invent a competition for China. So again, we speak of these hand-ins for people that can't get to China.
Mhm.
You can do 4 postal or 2. You can do manicure poster and pedicure poster, which are JPEGs to
Mhm.
send. Or we've got mixed media, flat art, and then 2 stiletto and beyond as turn-ins or postal. And then we've got a new one. We've invented one called Full Cover Creative.
Now we need
Now,
the balloons.
yeah,
They're
full
not
cover.
working.
Right, let me make them happen. No, they're not. They're not coming. That's so annoying. So Full Cover Creative. This is exciting. It comes with a theme: Chinese style watercolor with calligraphy. Ooh. I hear you say
That's going to be
"woo,"
wonderful.
because imagine what that is going to bring to the
Mhm.
table. Anywho, the thing that's exciting about this one is that we recognize that really as a product, I mean, it existed before, but we know after lockdown, this like boom in people doing full cover nails and presenting them beautifully and sending them to clients. So Full Cover Creative is essentially as if someone had phoned up, put in an order and said, I want Chinese watercolor nails with calligraphy. I want 10 of them. So we want them to be sized as if they were a commercial commodity. And we want all 10 in a beautiful presentation box. That is the new Nailympia competition.
Fantastic.
Boom.
It sounds amazing. I can't wait to see some of the results from these. Like just the art categories in particular, so it's astounding what can be created, and the imaginations that develop from each theme. It's just I'm in awe of it all. So I feel like, the first time hosting it in China, where it's a very different culture than what we're used to in London, and just seeing maybe the different artistic styles, the different products that are used. I think it's going to be absolutely fascinating. So, I mean, if you can't make it to China this year, it will all obviously be photographed. I think we can't do any live social media while we're in China, but
No.
you'll see so many photographs after the event, all on the Nailympia website, all over the Scratch website. And I think it's just going to be an absolutely fascinating and wonderful competition. So, yeah, please do. Alex and I, obviously, Alex going over there. I'm also joining her, which I'm very excited about. And so I look forward to meeting lots of you there. And I think please do register to compete. Do you know roughly when registration opens, Alex? I know it's a little way off.
We're hoping for China, we're hoping to open it imminently, but I wouldn't want to say next week and then it's the week after. It's very, very soon. We're literally every day now, we're fine tuning. And the thing is, it takes longer to fine tune. First of all, it takes longer to fine tune an Olympia that's the first one hosted in a country. Secondly, we've got the cultural and language barriers that we're overcoming, which is wonderful because I actually have 2 amazing judges, Sandy Chung and Anna Lee, as I mentioned earlier, who are both of Chinese heritage, who live in London, and it's just amazing to have this wonderful relationship where we're all working together. I have an amazing translator on the team called Kayla Wong in Shanghai. So it's just that we're fine-tuning and understanding how a Nailympia looks and feels in China. But we're getting very, very close. So we're hoping to open it very, very soon.
Oh, exciting. But in the meantime, people can wet their Nailympia whistle at Orlando, Mexico and London. So there's 3 to look forward to in the meantime. And I just wanted to touch on the European Cup and the Global Cup, because you mentioned earlier the Premier Cup, if you enter both Nailympia competitions at Premier Orlando and Premier San Antonio. We've got the America's Cup if you enter one of those competitions, and also Nailympia Mexico. Then you've got European and you've got Global. Tell us about those.
Well, European, you needed to be in Germany because European is Germany and London, or Düsseldorf and London. So the European leaderboard is already out on the Instagram, and it requires the people that were in Germany to come to London to go for that cup. So that one's already kind of sewn up, and we'll see who will be showing up in London to compete for that. The Global Cup requires you to do, oh, that's the postman.
See, I put a note for my postie. He comes about 10:30, and I've stuck a note on the door. I said, Postie, I know you got a parcel for me because I missed it yesterday. Don't ring the doorbell. But they do like to make a racket, don't they?
I thought someone was just breaking in, and I realised the post falling through.
You did think that way. Right, Global Cup. Postman's distracting us.
Global Cup is I think it's quite sexy in terms of to qualify, you need to be in 3 locations. You need scores from 3 locations around the world. So it doesn't matter which you choose, but if you choose, as some competitors have done in the past, to do 5 locations to give yourself a stronger standing, if you like, then we take your 3 highest scored locations. So it's all added up, and it's like, okay, so you were strongest in Germany, Orlando and Mexico will harvest those scores. So that's nice and simple. And that one, we take the scores from stiletto nails, tip and overlay and sculpture. So it's basically because those three competitions are so technical. So the technical prowess you need on the tip and overlay and sculpture, and also then to craft a stiletto nail. And then, of course, to add to the essence of it all is the art that's put on top of the stiletto. So it may seem weird that you get a Global Cup from 3 competitions, but those 3 competitions are where we see the absolute skill.
Yeah. Brilliant. And so when it comes to the Global Cup winner, is that announced after London or after China?
In London.
In London.
In London, because London is the last this year. This year London is the end of the Nailympia annual calendar. But I'm not going to say any more, but next year it won't be the last one in the year. There might be another one in November in 2025, but I can't possibly say where that might be. But it might excite people in different hemispheres.
Interesting. Yeah. So we're betting on Antarctica then. Let's see what we get. So awesome. So I mean, Nailympia, we've got Orlando next. Please do register. Then Mexico. Ask any questions to Alex or to Daphne Fernandez. London registration is open. Please do register now. And China registration will be open very soon. All of the details can be found at nailympia.com. Sometimes you'll be redirected to the host. For Mexico, for example, you might be redirected to the host website, but if you can find everything on nailympia.com, and it will just tell you where to go and what to do. But of course, if you have any questions, do contact via the contact box on the website or drop Alex a message. She's wonderful at getting back to people. and answering all those fantastic questions that you may have. But I guess just to kind of wrap up, it would just be amazing to just see so many people watching this live who are thinking of taking the plunge to take that plunge and join a Nailympia, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. I mean, like we said earlier, Helena. I mean, there's so much to be gained for a human being, for yourself and for your business to start competing. I mean, it would be more exciting, I think, to have a competitor on here, like the likes of Kirsty Meakin, because Kirsty Meakin I first met her on the arena of Nailympia many, many moons ago. And then look at her career right now, and how it builds you and helps you, just helps craft you. So it's such a powerful source of building your confidence, building your skills, because when you're practicing on that level, it's only a win-win for yourself and your clients. And now, of course, when you have these locations around the world, then you have these cultural experiences that are built inside of competing now, which are great for the soul. You know, I mean, it's all, and obviously you come to a place like Vietnam. I mean, we haven't really touched on Vietnam, which is a bit naughty. We just experienced a Nailympia over there that was
Wow.
existential. It was like
I think we
another.
saw it all over social media, didn't we? So I think with Vietnam, it was just wow. It was the videos looked incredible, which are all on the Nailympia page and the Nailympia Vietnam page, because it's got its own Instagram as well. And I think it kind of spoke for itself. I think it was just for a debut in Vietnam, just huge and
I
fantastic and
think
exciting.
Yeah, the bit that's the most enriching is the people you meet. So we've all come away from Nailympia Vietnam with cementing friendships and bonds that we had with other nail professionals and industry people, and then meeting a whole wealth of new ones, and Vietnamese nail techs and Malaysian nail techs and Japanese nail techs. And it's like, oh my goodness, there's another whole world of nail techs out there that can inspire your growth, inspire your vision, wake up your perspective. And just, if you love nails, because this is the thing, I'm talking to people that love nails here, and not people that are wishy-washy about it and not sure, because it's a big ask to get involved in taking up your vacation time and all these things. I mean, competing it's a big ask. So I'm talking to the people that really love what they do. If you want some really cool nail friends and you really want to feel immersed and belong and feel like you've found your family, then we're your family.
Love that. Well, Alex, it's always a pleasure to chat to you, and you bring such an energy to every single Nailympia competition that you host and that you organise. And just full respect to you, like, because I sort of dabble behind the scenes with you, but in a very small way, and just seeing all of the effort and the organisation that is involved in bringing these competitions to an arena floor, and even organising all the judges for online, and doing this so many times a year for a Nailympia beast is just hugely admirable. So it's wonderful that you continue to spearhead these fantastic competitions, because they just excite and ignite the nail industry, and it's just amazing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to learning more about the competition, and that may be coming up next year or this year, who knows. Stay tuned on Nailympia Competitions, and of course Scratch Magazine as its media sister. And yeah, all information nailympia.com. Any final words, Alex? I've actually left her speechless. 50 minutes in, for the first time, Alex Fox is speechless. I think that says it all, to be honest. Nailympia.com. We've made Alex speechless. You'll never see this ever again. It's a world exclusive. Here we go.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. I've loved talking about Nailympia. Thank you.
We've loved hearing about it. Go and register, nailympia.com, for all the details, and we'll see you at a location soon. Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you. Bye.